And what's also great is tonight's first deck. This is Bant Stoneblade. So for anyone who's unaware, the squirrel in question is the finally introduced into a standard legal set legendary creature squirrel. This does not have a specific squirrel payoff, but it does have a payoff that incentivizes you to play multiple creatures. Toski, Bearer of Secrets, is a 4-mana legendary creature squirrel for 3 and a green. It says this spell can't be countered. They contracted. Anyway, it's indestructible. Toski, Bearer of Secrets, attacks each combat if able. That's a strange ability for a green creature with indestructible. That's a 1/1. And whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Which is obviously the sort of bigger upside on it. So interestingly, with this card, we've chosen to register a creature with 0 power, Noble Hierarch. But we've also chosen to register some Ice-Fang Coatls that have flying as a form of evasion. Same with Spell Queller. We've also got Stoneforge Mystic, which can create a Batterskull, which is either going to start eating your opponent's... No, I definitely updated the stream title, Pi. Maybe try reloading it? Because I changed it before I went live, or at least I think that I did. But anyway, so yeah, we've got the Ice-Fang, Stoneforge, and Spell Queller. Noble Hierarch is a super powerful card in this deck, in that Hierarch on 1 allows us to play either Spell Queller or Teferi Time Raveler on turn 2. We've got the sort of full suite of equipment with our Stoneforge Mystics of sort of Fire and Ice, sort of Feast and Famine, and Batterskull. We're using on Thin Ice instead of any other choices on removal, which I am a big fan of. I don't love using Path to Exile in this format. On Thin Ice is, of course, a pretty good substitute for that. And let's see what else. We've got some Jace the Mind Sculptors. This is really good in the format right now because it gives you a sort of out against the infinite life of Heliod, which is great. So this deck is pretty straightforward. It's very sort of disruptive it's a tempo kind of deck that can have very powerful mid-game threats, either with Stoneforge Mystic fetching up Batterskull or one of your swords, putting that onto a flyer. The interesting thing about it, and the whole Squirrelblade phenomenon, as I'm going to refer to it, is that I don't really particularly believe in Toski. I don't really see how this 4-mana sorcery speed card could possibly be better than Jace or another card that is cheaper, but I'm ready to be surprised. My critical feeling about that card has made it that I just don't pay enough attention when I'm watching streams in which it is being played, which is obviously wrong and biased, and you shouldn't do that. But what you should do is that even if you do doubt something like this, take it out into a league and give it a fair shake. We also have Brazen Borrower in here, so we've got a good number of flying creatures, and then we've got the Toski on the ground, as well as Stoneforge Mystic as our threat package. In the sideboard, just a good mess of cards in the modern format. I'm sold on this list. Well, I've never played it before, Pi, so I'm not sold on anything. I'm selling. I'm buying. I'm in the market. I'm playing this list, if that's what you mean. I'm definitely playing this list right now. I really like the look of it. I like On Thin Ice rather than Path to Exile. I could see playing some number of Birds of Paradise in this list. You'd play some core Firewalkers over Auriok. You're a sucker versus red decks. I could believe that. This was from the 5-0 dump or from one of the recent challenges. So I would assume we can make it through okay. But actually looking at it, it does seem that you're probably right. So I would guess so. Alex, I think Toski having to attack every turn, that could be a story reason, but my assumption is that they wanted to make it indestructible because they didn't want it to be like easily removed and for you to lose this card that you paid 4 mana for, especially with how powerful everything's getting right now. And there's a reasonable amount of exile removal, but they didn't want it to sit as an infinite blocker because that's not really the point of the card. Yeah, Burn has gotten weirdly unpopular. It's still fairly popular in challenges, it looks like, but it's not so popular in leagues. Also, Pygonti sitting on top of the trophy list right now. I have 2 weeks until this season closes of the modern format, and be interesting to see how high these numbers get. 40 is pretty incredible. Nice. Ratatosker skier, I assume. Okay. I have no early plays here other than Ice-Fang. Ice-Fang into Teferi against the Lurrus deck is probably not a good look. This is a lot better. I think the Force is probably not so good here. I'm expecting the Hierarch to die. So we go for green, white. Although I don't really want to shock an infinite number of times. I'm pretty sure I need this Jace, though. Okay, we're going to try it this way, see what happens. If I go for Temple Garden into Island here, that will set up my mana reasonably well, although I won't have access to double blue. Okay, so it's some kind of rock deck. Interesting. Yeah, I definitely want to play this Hierarch here instead of coming in slower on lands. Because I would like them to remove it this turn rather than playing a Dark Confidant or something like that. I can actually open Wikipedia pages like while I'm streaming without it becoming. In Norse mythology, Ratatoskir, Old Norse generally considered to mean drill tooth or boar tooth, is a squirrel who runs up and down the world tree Yggdrasil to carry messages between the eagle perched atop Yggdrasil and the serpent Nihögr, who dwells beneath one of the 3 roots of the tree. Ratatoskir is attested in the poetic Edda, compiled in the 13th century from earlier traditional sources, and the prose Edda, written in the 13th century by Snorri Sturluson? I don't know. Anyway, it's the tusked rat. It's pretty cool. All right, we lost our Noble Hierarch to an Abrupt Decay, pretty much just as expected. Now we have a Ice-Fang to pitch to Force. They're not playing Liliana, so the Force is definitely going to be less than ideal in this matchup in general. But this Castle Ardenvale might be pretty good. We definitely want to get a basic island here. Especially that I need a snow-covered land in case I draw a Thin Ice. Hey, look, there's a Bob that could have come down last turn. Means son of Sturluson. Yeah. Well, when I saw the sun at the end, I knew it meant son of, but like I was just tripping on the Sturluson. Stur. Well, now I've got the perfect card to pitch to Force, if it matters. Don't love my rock opponent getting to draw extra cards, but in theory, we eventually will be doing the same, so. So if I draw any... Hey. You giving me the fat Albert there, Snapcaster of Secrets? Everyone who's trickling in, I mentioned it off the... yeah, no. Not so much with the... no. Everyone who's trickling in, there are new channel point rewards. So check those out at the bottom. I'm doing good. I did a bunch of improvements to the stream today, which I'm pretty excited about.
Pass the peace pipe. Hey, puff, give. That's the rule.
He's right, you know.
Side effects may include dry mouth, nausea, vomiting, water retention, painful recollection, hallucination, dementia, psychosis, coma, death, and halitosis. Magic is not for everyone. Consult your doctor before use.
You can't hear what it's saying? Okay. Too quiet. I will fix that. Wait, the first one or the second one, Alex? Yeah, well, I guess they eventually had to draw some discard. All right. Take what you will. Very nice. Your volume was too quiet. Okay, good. Because it should be in line with my voice and the sort of background volume. Although I keep Magic Online turned down pretty low. I don't care if it's sound effects or garbage, people. I really don't. I like having some level of responsiveness from the game.
Pass the peace pipe. Hey, puff, give. That's the rule.
That's edited from two Warcraft 3 quotes and my own voice. I don't screw around here. Oh my. Yeah. Well, I hope I draw a land. Am I willing to do this? I've already forced once. That's my last Jace. I would really like to know if I was going to draw a land or not. Yeah, because if it has to be a blue land. If I let this resolve, the only thing I can draw that's hopeful is the blue land. You're done with the mockumentary? But are you done with mockumentaries? So I don't think Borat is particularly indicative of the mockumentary genre. And I think a good mockumentary is still a totally legitimate style of piece. But I do understand levels of revulsion for Borat in that, I mean, it's really excessive. But that was the sort of shock value that Sacha Baron Cohen and many others are going for. And I think there's some justification for doing so. You know, it's just like, that's the loudness of the message, the gross out factor and all the nonsense is what gets people paying attention a lot of the time. I know it's not the 90s anymore, but it's still kind of true. And I wouldn't really call it a mockumentary because it's like, I don't want to say because the character is so fake. It's like you don't really believe that it's real. Whereas like for me, like what I love Spinal Tap very, very much, and I think there's plenty of room for other mockumentaries in the sort of Spinal Tap vein where they kind of blur the line of whether or not it's actually a satire. Like you don't know while you're watching it that Spinal Tap is necessarily a joke because they're really convincing. Like you almost you almost believe that this is a real band that really was touring, that all this nonsense really could have happened the way they said it, and the way they set it up. That's a really good draw. Now we have humans. I'm hoping they don't have an abrupt decay here. Yeah, I mean, I totally get that, Shauna, and I don't, you know, condone or encourage that kind of thing. I mean, that's where he wanted to. It's just like South Park. They've gone too. Yeah, I was really hoping that wasn't going to happen. Okay, attack with both 1/1s. I feel threatened, and I'm not thinking about it properly. But you're probably right, Pi. In fact, you're definitely right. I should have gotten in for the 2 damage here. We need to race more than anything else. I just can't really see myself winning the race with 2 1/1 flyers. They've drawn 2 hot off this Dark Confidant. We never drew the Thin Ice. So I don't know. You were definitely correct. I don't know if it's gonna matter, but it was definitely correct. The life gain from Skoos is just gonna bury me. Dark Comp, yeah, but there's enough creatures in graveyards plus the Hex Drinker plus the Skoos. I just don't. I don't feel like they can gain 2. Yeah, so far, but that's also like an entire turn off me. Plus, it buffs the Skoos. The Skoos is about to be a 4/4. The Hex Drinker is going to be a 4/4, and then probably a 6/6 immediately next turn. They have 2 pieces. They have 2 cards in hand and a deck full of removal. So, again, I said you're correct that I should have attacked, but I don't know how much it's going to matter. They only attack with Bob. That's so strange. I'm just going to take it. Toski off the top gets you back. I'm playing 1 Toski. It's currently in my graveyard. And both my Jaces are in exile. Because again, the way our draw worked out, we could never hit a 4th land. Oh, I'm relaxed. I'm just explaining all the... I'm up on clock. I'm doing great. I'm just... Play for your outs. But I just don't know that I have any. I'm not quitting on the game or anything. I think my outs will probably involve them failing somehow. I suppose if I top deck Stoneforge... No, Stoneforge... Yeah, Stoneforge would get me sort of Fire and Ice into play. And that would be a big gain. So, potentially. So we're going to get our second blue. What the hell? A Glacial Floodplain. Oh, of course. Doy. Let's get that. And let's make a token. Is 1 Toski a deck building mistake? Well, during the deck talk, I kind of thought I was explaining that I think that's actually correct. Because I don't think the card is that good. But at the same time... obviously in this particular game state, it would have been better to have extra. So I don't have a clear answer for you. I've never played with the card before. Tonight we're playing with it on both decks that we're playing tonight. I think both decks are playing exactly 1 copy. This game no, it's no problem, Shauna. And this game has been particularly unfortunate. I mean, they had an abrupt decay earlier into... Oh, the abrupt decay didn't matter. The Assassin's Trophy destroyed my sword, which was really going to carry us. And, yeah, unfortunate. Oh my god, Field of Ruin. Of course it would be Field of Ruin. Yeah, I understand that, Blitz. I don't know exactly why I chose to do it the way I did, other than I didn't think it was going to matter particularly much. But I agree with you. I saw that and I went, well, no, because if they kill my 1 creature, then all of a sudden I end up doing 0 damage. And I'm not really planning on blocking, but then again, their Hex Drinker, like, now they don't have to pump it up to 6, although looks like they're going to. So we're about to go to 3. Maybe 1 even, if they go all in. So they need 1 more. Okay. So if they go all in here, we could end up winning. That's fine. If they go all in here, which they're somewhat incentivized to... Okay, they didn't. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Although, we still have time then. We still have time. I have to watch out for the trample on Treetop Village next turn. So I can put one human in front of Skooz, and then Stoneforge plus another human in front of the Treetop Village. But attacking with Bob... attacking into the Bob doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to put him to 5. And maybe they'll finally draw something medium cost. Get a little punished by their Bob. Oh, again, there I could have attacked with only one creature and gotten the same amount of damage. And this time it was way more important to leave the Death Toucher back. I'm just punting. Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of draw I'm used to seeing out of Bant. We have not drawn a Teferi yet. Or a Spell Queller in a sample size of 1 game. So the deck is clearly bad. Okay. That's a fairly smart swing. No, it's not. I think they should have gone all in a little bit more. I think it's very, very likely they could die here. There are no creatures in graveyards, unless something in their hand really leads them to believe that they're Lurrus. Right. No, they could easily top deck something that costs 3 and just die. Interesting. Also, if we top deck a Teferi, to bounce their Lurrus. Well, no. Well, I'll have to look at it. It is possible that not attacking with... it is possible that attacking and letting them trade their Bob would be better here. Although that'll put more creatures into... Hello. Okay, that could be game. If they don't have removal, we're going to win right here. They have to have specifically Fatal Push. So it's just down to this one turn. If they have a push here, we're done. If they don't have a push here... No, I knew top decks existed, and I didn't say they didn't, Pi. But as I said, it didn't matter. The 1 damage was not significant. I mean, it might have been. The 2 damage on every subsequent turn obviously was, so... yeah, I think it made sense that they did have the removal there, just the way they tapped down and the reason they would go for that kind of line. But we almost got that, which I don't feel bad about. I was surprised by how non-aggressive they were. I think they should have had me dead before that point. So here are all the cards I could want. I don't think I need Jace the Mind Sculptor. I might keep it, but I don't need it. And then a lot of the counter magic's probably not so good. You like Gust, not sure on the rip. Well, I'm not using the graveyard for anything, right? Like anything. And they have Tarmogoyfs that they showed us at the end there, and Lurrus. So I think I'm fairly incentivized to play Rest in Peace. Like it hoses enough of their deck. I guess they have Abrupt Decays and Assassin's Trophies, but even the ETB trigger, and they have Scavenging Ooze, and I have like literally nothing that that really takes advantage of it. We definitely don't want Force of Negation though, so maybe I can keep some mana leaks. You're in on the Aether Gust, eh? You don't get to play Rock of all things without being a very temperate and reflective person. I mean, you say that. I mean, I feel like plenty of the Rock players are Jund players, and they're not as temperate and reflective as you would want them to be. But that said, perhaps I am wrong. Roybert, there are new channel rewards. And if I make a mistake, you should definitely try using the punt command. Because I have used technology. Wrong deck list. Oh, I didn't do deck lists. Thanks, buddy. The reason I didn't do deck lists is because I knew I had it up from last night. But, okay, so we had mana problems last game, and their deck seems pretty slow. I'm going to keep this. It's not a great hand, but... Okay, deck list is correct. That is a draw. That is a draw. Stoneforge Mystic. I think I just want the sword. It's just such a high upside if they don't have quick outs. Deliberate, yeah. It's also the broadcaster code speak for slow play. So they took the rest in peace, so they must have a push here. Which is fine, because I can't attack with either of these creatures this turn cycle anyway. So we should get to bleed them for a bit of mana, and then that was an absolutely perfect draw. Insane. Subway, eat flesh. It's actually the name of the player I beat out for the 5-0 the other night was Subway Eat Flesh. Very good very good e-tron pilot. Can't do that. Whatever. Well, we're about to be in trouble. Or not. Actually, if this sword gets equipped, they can't block that creature. So, I want to equip it to my least valuable creature, which I'm going to consider Stoneforge Mystic at this moment. So let's see if they allow this to resolve. But even if they don't, I should end up with a pretty big advantage this turn. Yeah, perfect. And then I think I'm going to put it on the Hierarch, which leaves Ice-Fang back to block for my Jace that I'm about to deploy, and then bounce their Goofy Tarmo, which should open me up to just take this game, because I'm just going to bounce the Tarmogoyf, and then if they have some kind of removal that could remove Jace, it's likely something that could have removed my sword or could have removed my Ice-Fang, which then gets to stick around and just keep wrecking their shit. So it looks like we're very much in the driver's seat here. If you're bouncing the Tarmo, why not just attack with Snack? I don't know. I don't have any reason to do that, I guess. I guess it gets me one more damage, so that's probably more correct. I don't know, the way that turn played out, it made sense to me, but probably doesn't. Banehound. It's a real card. Yeah, that is exactly the kind of card I was thinking about. We can move the sword now. That's hilariously too late, but not really. Guess I'll just hold on to this in hand. Sure. I don't know if people can tell how unbelievably smoothly my computer is running compared to how it used to run with Streamlabs on, but I am overjoyed. I can't even express how great this is. Well, and one of the things is like it's much more easy for me to talk about plays while making the plays and not fucking them up. Roy, if you're not used to such lack of redness, you should maybe consult a doctor. All right. Folks, we got him. Is there anything I want to change on the draw? Not particularly. Yes. What is that? All right. Why, Roy? Did you ask too many questions? Were you too intelligent? Blitz, we resolved Noble Hierarch into Stoneforge Mystic, Sword of Feast and Famine into Jace, and they got buried. Okay, Shauna, as with most decks we play here, this is not my deck list. So this is a deck list that came with 23 lands, and I did not change it. I don't understand what it means. You came in, you went, like, what? You can say, I want to print something. It's no problem. It's fine. Sure, yeah, whatever you need to do. All right, we're good. That's great, Roy. Yeah. I quite agree, Shauna. And like again, one of the reasons I like this list was, and I mentioned it before, but I really like the lack of too many, um, what do I want to say? Too many copies of that card, and that card is the squirrel, Toski, because I don't necessarily believe in it. So what do I want to do here? Play Hierarch plus Rest in Peace, or Teferi and bounce the skews? I guess there's no real value, but if I put out a second Hierarch, I'm actually somewhat worried about a Maelstrom Pulse. Not that I should be, but so I'm happy to sort of time walk them here, draw a card, and set up for for next turn. We've got the second Teferi anyway, so the tempo play is reasonable. They shock Overgrown Tomb, then go to combat. Interesting. Please pump your Hex Drinker up all the way post combat. Also, On Thin Ice is another great reason for On Thin Ice to be relevant now is Hex Drinker. Hex Drinker does not gain protection from Planeswalkers until its final form. So now I can just get rid of their hold board, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Yep. Yes, it is. Although... So I want to bounce the Tarmogoyf and Thin Ice the Hexdrinker. I think that makes sense. I guess I don't really need to remove the Tarmogoyf since I have the Rest in Peace in hand. So I could just go Thin Ice plus Rest in Peace plus Hierarch. That's probably fine. Yeah, all right. Auf Dynamice. Why shock though? What? Did it? When did I? Oh, them. Sorry. Maybe they wanted to have a fatal push ready? I don't know, Hans. I mean, there's lots of reasons. Yeah. I don't know why they would have shocked in a land. Maybe they had a fatal push and they wanted me to play something more exciting. Veil. Veil's a good reason. Yeah. That's pie with the big brain. Yeah. I was worried about that, but, you know. They have an 0-1 Tarmogoyf, so I think I'm okay. Do I shock this Veil? Yeah, I think so. I'm going to draw a card, but that's because they don't necessarily have haste threats, but they could have Abrupt Decay. You'd go up. I know you'd go up because we have the Veil. But I feel like this, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a safety thing, but whatever. They had the Abrupt Decay. We crushed them. This is very quickly coming into our favor. Well, why would I bounce the Oh, yeah, no. I mean, of course, I should have bounced the Tarmogoyf. Because they couldn't Veil it. No, I'm just bad. Bye. I'm just bad. Don't worry about it. Someone hit the pun count. Use it. It's legit. It is legit now. It's not just a test. You got to hit me with that Saffron Olive. Just start hitting the punt button and not explaining to me why. No, I mean, I understand that, Pie. I just, I'm reveling in my ability to play quickly. It's really freaking sweet. Okay, so we're in a pretty great position now. I'm more than happy to attack in here. If they want to trade their Hexdrinker for my Germ, I'm happy boy. We can start making humans. We have Ice-Fang here. 3+5. All right, so their dude is going to have pro everything, which could be a problem. But we could put the Batterskull on the Ice-Fang. And it's got lifelink, so it's not like I'm dying at the moment. Flash Ice-Fang? To do what? I mean, I'm going to flash in the Ice-Fang. Oh, to draw removal. You wanted me to draw one of my paths, right? They were already on 4. This was already on 4, so I not... What? Okay. I'm just gonna put my Batterskull on my flyer, dude. No, we're gonna race. We racing. Don't you worry about a thing. Because every little thing, it's gonna be alright. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not useful for this guy, but that's a good draw. Although, I only have enough mana to move the skull. So, it's a good song, Hands. Boy, taking a shot at Bob Marley. Yeah, I think we're gonna pass here. I mean, I really don't. I mean, if they kill my Teferi, we're just gonna pull ahead big time. Oh, I need to play this land. Hold on. So if I Spell Queller something, it incentivizes them to. No, it's fine, Pi. I chose not to attack with the Ice-Fang. I shouldn't have, but I did. I not for any good reason. I should have attacked. You're right. There's something about that song, Roy, that I don't really care for. It's the sort of heterophonous harmony. Because I'm a jerk. We need to block the Goyf. Yeah, exactly. I don't know that song, Shauna. Proactive Veil. They're gonna be so sad when I Spell Queller their next spell. They're gonna be so sad. Oh, that's so cool, dude. Yoink.
Yoink!
Scoos, you got it. Yeah, not surprising. Well, we are going to hit them very hard here. So we ice the Scoos. That is quite the song source. All right. So might as well take the Scoos. Then we put the Batterskull on Spell Queller. I guess the downside of this is I've created a house of cards. So if they hit a removal spell, they get to kill my Spell Queller, which cascades into them killing the Ice-Fang. They didn't, though. At least not this turn. Yeah, I guess so, Mike. I was just worried about the card getting discarded, and I don't know. I yeah, I think I definitely set this up wrong, actually. I should have put the... Oh, shoot. I should have put that on the Spell Queller. Hopefully what they do here is they decide to be efficient with their mana and grab their Lurrus, because that's going to take them off of enough mana to interact with us. Unless they draw specifically Fatal Push. They did not. But they don't have the ability to generate Revolt, so they need to draw Abrupt Decay or Assassin's Trophy. I feel like they shuffled to shuffle the top. Did they bobble themselves? I bet they did. It doesn't say, but I'm sure you're right. Well, I've got nothing for it. We just attack here. There's no reason to not attack with that one. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can reset the Batterskull if I needed to. All right, got him. Attack with both, by the way. I mean, sure. Or I grab Lurrus with a rip. Just to be mana efficient, I guess. Like, it's not like it has a high upside. It's just like they had 4 mana open. I don't think that they should. I was just speculating that they could. And if they did, I would have been happier. Yeah, like it's a free 3/2 lifelink. Like, there's value. It's like I grab Urion sometimes where I don't have any triggers to benefit from it. It's like a 4 mana, 4/5 flyer. It's like not a great card, but it's good enough sometimes. Yeah, I should have attacked with both Pi, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. About attacking, Roy? Or about, like, bluffing where you don't have anything? Or what do you mean? Because they had 0 cards in hand, so they really didn't have a lot of room to bluff. They just either had to draw the removal spell or not, right? I think. Urian plus Coma synergy. But they had a card draw, right, Roy? So, like, they definitely had a reason not to tap down. Oh, thanks, Roy. In the dark on the play is probably not good enough. We're playing 23 lands. We can do better. Hey, look, we did better. Yeah. But, like, there was a very real value because they were going to tap down to 1 mana, and so the only thing they could draw as an out at that point would be Fatal Push, but they didn't have Revolt. So they kind of had to not tap down, right? But I was just speculating that they might have done it anyway just because they were like, I don't know, value, and they weren't... It was possible they weren't thinking of how that was actually going to turn out for them. I don't really know what I'm up against yet, but I think I'll grab Sword of Feast and Famine. Especially because I have the second Stoneforge Mystic to get the Batterskull anyway. So the way I'm imagining this going is that next turn I get to hold up the mana all turn and have the Mana Leak ready to go. Oh boy. They're just rowing me. Got it. You guessing Infect? Not with Birds of Paradise. But I like how bold you were with that prediction, Mike. Like, before any game had been played, you're like, Infect! It's Infect! They're on Infect! They're gonna infect ya! If it's what you think, it's gonna be spicy. It could be the BTL Kiki shift deck, although not with this many forests. I mean, if they're gonna path me, they're gonna path me. So... Naya Planeswalkers? Could be. Should be really good for me if it is. So I can't Mana Leak a... Oof. I can't Mana Leak a path here. Yeah, I see that it reeks of cocoa. I think I'm going to play Stoneforge and get the Batterskull. In which case, I should have done this the other way around. I should have gotten the Batterskull first. I mean, it's... No, you know what? It's... No risk, no reward. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Yeah, no risk, no reward. If they have Coco, they're going to get blown out unbelievably. Especially if they're counting on it to help them out here. They haven't done anything yet. I'm concerned for my opponent. Weird. Again, online prices are very different, Roy. Do I want to deploy Stoneforge? No, I'm already winning. I mean, there's value to playing another one of these Stoneforges, but there's also a lot more value to having Mana Leak Remand up against what looks to be Coco or Cord. That's Cord for sure. So we'll remand it the first time. Looking not so great for my opponent. Start fetching basics then. For what? What do I need basics for? I'm trying to figure out what you're telling me, or why you're telling me to do what you're telling me to do. Magus of the Moon. Oh, yeah, if it's the Naya. Yeah, I don't know what my opponent's on, but I'm not super worried about it. But yeah, Chord for Magus is certainly something I would be worried about. Yeah, you're right. I get it. I got it. I'm a little slow. You gotta dumb things down for me. Whoa, whoa, just give me the broad strokes there, Doctor. Doctor Professor. Let's ask them. Okay. So they're gonna have one clear Duskwatch. Oh my. Okay then. Well, there's realistically nothing. There's nothing I can do if this is a druid deck. Other than keep up my mana leak. I guess I can play this other Stoneforge. Because like I don't have anything better to do with my mana. Yeah. Ahoy hoy. Love it. So, triple Stoneforge draw, not necessarily the best. Guess we're about to find out if they're playing main deck Veil of Summer, Spell Pierce. They don't have Path to Exile. Nope. All right. And I'm representing Path to Exile as best as I can. Hey, how's it going, Last God? Oh my god, they're passing. I love it. Okay. Their name is B Carp, so yeah, it might be a play on B Sharps. The B Sharps. You're all under arrest. Well, it's not only a good band name, Handsome, but it's funny at first and less funny each new time you hear it. Do I want to put them to 4, or do I want to kill one of their mana dorks? I want to kill one of their mana dorks, and I guess it's birds. Yeah, we're bolting the bird. And by bolt, you mean shock. And by shock, you mean get in the car. Okay, that's a draw. So I think I'm going to Thin Ice their Hierarch. And I think I'm going to main phase this Coatl. Yeah, I am. Okay. They're all in on combo now. Yeah. Well, buds and budettes. Is that the end of a cigarette when you're done with it? All right. So they can't have everything they need to win here. So good luck, opponent. People of the earth. Salt of the earth. All right, what do you got, opponent? Is it perfect? Do you have Vizier and a payoff? They don't even have double white right now, so even if they had a Vizier, and even if they could untap their Gavany Township, they can't win with that. So they're looking to be pretty dead. You don't get why they're not playing Luris. Yeah, I guess. Maybe they're playing something like Magus. They could be playing Skyclave Apparitions. Hey! Thank you for the follow. More hardcore. Vizier Ballista. No. I mean, what I meant was if they have the Vizier, they wouldn't be able to. They needed a payoff card, and they needed it to be one of sort of a smaller number of things. It's a boomer version of Druid. Yeah, it's just looking a little bit like that. So I think we definitely want that. And these, and this one. Needle? Oh yeah, Needle. Good catch. But I have to Needle win conditions, right? Oh no, you can Needle the Druid, right? Because the untapping is not a mana ability. Got it. Yeah, no, you name the Druid. I just because the Druid tapping for mana is a mana ability, but the Druid untapping is not. Which you would know if you weren't an idiot like me, immediately without having to futz around about it. I feel like I want to cut down on counter magic, but not totally. Although I guess what I'm probably mostly worried about out of them is like Veil of Summer. So maybe, yeah, that sounds really cool, Paris. I'm gonna play an Esper Vile deck tomorrow or the next day. So I think the Mind Sculptor. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. It's just too slow, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. I don't really need Batterskull. I mean, I'll keep it because it's a fast-ish clock. Toski's cuttable. I agree. I mean, what are you saying, though? Like, because I could cut these two for, like, some more of this kind of interaction. And just go, like, full sort of tempo control. Oh, also... Yeah. Roy, you didn't nag me. There we go. You like the Batterskull? All right. I can get on board with that. The Batterskull. Because they're playing Chord, I'll keep the Remand. All right. The screen wasn't lined up properly. There was a white zone here. Yeah, Batterskull turn 3 is a pretty good clock. I don't think I'm keeping that. I think I'm keeping that. This may be too slow. I fully admit that. But I don't think I can necessarily mulligan for better than this. Like, this hand has a plan. It's not a great plan against that deck, but it's a plan. Shock? I'm putting in the fetch. I want to represent that I have mana open, but I also want the opportunity to fetch the tap snow land. I think that's correct, Pi. You could tell me if I'm wrong. Sculptor. Sculptor's fine. Oh yeah, Lurin is a sweet deck. Lurin is very, very cool. Fun fact, symmetrical. Yeah. That actually legitimately is a fun fact. I am enthused by the fact that Lurin is symmetrical. It just makes me smile every time I remember. It's like, oh, yeah, that's really silly. So they took the Stoneforge, so I just don't have anything to do this turn. Everyone knows symmetrical effects are always fair. I think the coolest thing about it is that, like, I like symmetrical effects because making them not be fair is interesting. Some farming mows. Yeah, that's a farming mow. I'm Mo and I'm here farming. What? It's a farming mow. I read that as farming. You did say faming. What is happening? Alrighty then. Are they on some kind of persist combo too? Oh, I bet you they are. I bet you they are. They know I have the Queller. I wonder if they're playing Path or something like that. Well, bouncing this Tide Hollow Sculler doesn't help me at all, so I think just setting up for the Spell Queller is probably the best thing we can do. We're getting hit for 5 a turn, which kind of sucks. They know the Queller's in my hand and the Teferi, so there's really no reason for them to play anything before combat. They didn't even attack with the Sculler. Okay, they don't have a plan for this Spell Queller right now, other than to make me wait. Okay, or not. That was very strange. Because now I can Teferi bounce my Queller. I guess I end up like very shields down if I do that. I could bounce the Kitchen Finks though. It's bait. I assume it's bait. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have anything, so I'm just gonna dig. I'm not gonna be bluffing like anything particular. And like I have a white mana up and I've drawn 3 cards since they saw my hand, so we kind of get to bluff for free anyway. That's just the Finks coming back. Yep. Excuse me, I thought I was told you wanted land, and I thought. Get these MLG draws over here. Yo, we gaming. Yeah, Roy has a hippo deck. I can confirm that. Man, no. I've got huge tracts of land. Bloody great. Do I block here? And just get this witness gone? Reset Moto after this game? I mean, I don't need to. Oh, you're talking about the lands. Is this... It gets the witness gone forever. Keeps the Teferi alive for the turn. Queller's not really doing anything for me at the moment unless I draw another Teferi. There are 3 of them. I think the Queller's better though, because right now if I draw a Sword of Fire and Ice and Feast and Famine, we've got something to suit up. So I'll just let Teferi eat it. I'm not happy about it, but then again, I don't have a plan at the moment, so yikes. Okay, so that Kitchen Finks is now persistent. You know, you might be right there, Pi. Moto might need a reset to be told to stop dicking around. In the meantime, we're getting very slowly beat down. I'm trying there, Larynx. I'm trying there. I mean, you know, that's something. Just in time, so they were not actually totally dead. Yeah, not dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target.
Rage add a colonnade. I mean, I think this deck could play a colonnade over one of the lands, because like 23 is an awful lot, especially with 4 hierarchs, but they got a ballista. Yeah, that could be a yikes pretty quickly. Opponent, could you please Thoughtseize me? I just want you to know. Can I fetch? I probably shouldn't, because I'm about to take 5. Yeah. What are the chances I'm going to draw another land? Well, they'd get a witness back there, Alex. It's not so good. Oh, sorry. You actually meant Final Judgment from Kamigawa. Uh-huh. I assumed you meant Day of Judgment, you know, from Zendikar. No, my sensei said I'm supposed to do the move like this. So the first time they got Heliod. Oh, they're playing the hybrid deck. I see. And then they got a Vizier. Wild. And they have the Heliod and the Ballista. Okay, we're just dead. They're playing the hybrid deck. Okay, okay. We didn't see a Spike Feeder, but I assume that they're playing it. I want at least one Jace. Yeah, we just need to draw better than that game. For the most part. That was abysmal. Alright. Let's go, baby. Yeah, alright. It's not perfect. Not the worst. Opponent mulls to 6. Love to see that. Opponent mulls to 5. Exceptional. Happy. Opponent getting whacked with the variant stick. Isn't there an homage to Char Rumbler in one of the newer sets? I don't know. I don't know what an homage to Char Rumbler could be if the creature doesn't have -1 power. Yo, my boy. Char Rumbler is a boss and is not afraid of it. Not afraid of his sass. Is a very empowered Rumbler. Land? No land. Interesting. So, we've come full circle. Nice, Shauna. I might get some afternoon streams going this week just because streaming is such a smooth joy now. Enjoy the big blink. No, Alex, we're the spoon. Of course. Oh, I don't know. I don't. Sure. I did pull my usual drink coffee at 7:30 p.m. to be pepped up and ready. Interesting that they took the sorcery speed card there. This sucks. I have infinite answers in my hand, but I think I'd like rather than anything else, I just want to keep up Mana Leak / Brazen Borrower. Or maybe I should just play out the Pithing Needle on Druid now? No, there's no point in doing that. Do they play Hexdrinker? I have no idea what that deck list plays. It's pretty new. Yeah, I think we just pass. I mean, I don't think it's easy, but I think we just pass. I probably should have attacked with the Ice-Fang. I'm not going to block with it. They're not attacking either. Wild. I guess I could try to bounce their Tide Hollow. Yeah, I pie. Because you can just count on me to never, ever, 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 ever attack unless I'm playing an aggressive deck. Like, I'm really bad at attacking in decks like this. Like, until it's like late game and I've got a Snapcaster Mage and we've kind of whittled through all their resources and they're in top deck mode and I'm like just barely above top deck mode. Like, then I know it's time to attack. All right, I think I just put the needle in now on Druid. My other option is keep Path to Exile up, but No, I'm reasonable at playing aggressive decks. It's just the middle ground where I struggle. Put a beginning of combat. Oh, I used to have that on. That's for vehicles specifically a lot of the time. I had it on when I was playing vehicle decks, but normally you don't really need it. Wow. They're doing a whole lot of nothing over there. Okay. I'm definitely attacking for 2. The bigger question I have is, do I want the main phase Coatl in order to try to draw a land? And I think my answer is no. It's a risk, and we have the mana leak and the path. We're winning the race. We are winning the race. I'm just gonna take this because I don't want to tap out during the combat to put in the Ice-Fang to get a thin ice that I don't particularly need. Okay. Sculptor. I think I'll just leak that. Yeah. Land, please. Why am I playing 23 lands? All right. I think I'm going to play out this sort of Feast and Famine because the advantage of getting through next turn is obscenely high, and I have a Needle on Druid. They don't have anywhere near enough mana to do anything crazy, so I'm fully aware I'm taking a risk here, but just the amount that this is gonna sort of speed up this game in a really, really powerful way should be great. Maybe they'll have Path to Exile, but or even Fatal Push, but I'm not super worried about that. I could always equip a Hierarch if I want to, but I actually kind of prefer the mana right now. I'm going to use the Hierarch plus the... I just tapped down my... Yeah, all right. That was a little bit poor. It's okay. Not a big deal. And this doesn't untap. So actually, there's multiple reasons I shouldn't have done that way. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. We're still in a good spot. Path Noble on upkeep. And if I'm going to do that, we'll play our second Noble here. Next turn, that's 5. And if I top deck a land, that's lethal. Makes sense. No, I think that makes sense. Hey, JK Torborg. Came crawling back to Spell Shift and took it to another 3-2. It's been feeling so good. Not a real deck, but it's good when I don't make any mistakes. Hey, man, that's where I'm at with Iceberg Control right now. I love that deck to death. It's, it's not fancy or flashy. It doesn't have anything cool to its name, and getting 3-2s and 2-3s with it, I mean, if it's something you love, it's the best. Spell Shift is a combo deck where you counter your own adventure spell and you cascade into a free instant, I believe is the pitch. There you go. Yeah. So 4 damage here. I mean, we'll just kill him next turn. We get to flash in Ice-Fang during combat for free. So I'll take it. I'm checking in. He's checking in. I'm checking in. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. That card. That's what I would like to draw. Opponent is struggling on the discard. Discards Court of Calling. That makes sense. No more drugs or alcohol. No more freaking fun at all. Hey, that's just my Adderall. I think it's Adderall. I think that's what he said. Skyclave. So, yeah, I just Spell Queller that. Oh, my rudeness. Who's showing up now? Yo! Yo, what's up, Fran? I hope you are doing just so gosh darn good. Anyone joining in? Welcome, welcome. We're playing some modern Bant Squirrelblade. We're up 2-0. I got things sorted out on my streaming software, so everything's super smooth and awesome now, and I'm really excited about it. Plus, I was able to add a bunch of awesome channel rewards that trigger sounds on my stream. So if you're interested in that, I'm sure one of my wonderful regulars will show that off for me. Fran, if you could have a channel point reward on your stream that played a sound effect or a little bit of music, what would you have?
Dry mouth, nausea, vomiting, water retention, painful rectal itch, hallucination, dementia, psychosis, coma, death, and halitosis. Magic is not for everyone. Consult your doctor before use.
Smooth like peanut butter. Yeah, buddy, you can have that. It's awesome. You can have it with like video graphics too. I haven't done that yet.
The peace pipe. Hey, puff, puff, give.
The boat sound? I love the boat sound. I have that on my soundboard. I have that one. But I have actually I have the hip hop horn now. Hold on, where are you at? I know I got you. There it is. I knew I added this. Okay, we're against Return to Dust. Sand looks reasonable. Temple Garden into Island is not ideal, but we kind of have everything going on that we need to. That's terrible. Listen, sir, I went and watched a YouTube video that was 2 minutes long on the history of the air horn sound, and I now feel comfortable to use it. So I will have you give me no grief about the air horn sound. It's popular. That's all I need to know. Mountain? Mountain into nothing, you say? So I believe we're going to Stoneforge for a Batterskull. You're sorry for my loss. We'll see about that. We're not dead yet, buddy. Oh my god. I can't even tell you guys how nice. Oh my god. I just keep experiencing my stream like it's brand new. It's like, this is like streaming. It feels like the first time, you know? It feels like the very first time. Okay. So I've got another white. I only need one green. We'll just do this into Tef. Tef obviously not super great against most red decks. Pretty sure. I very rarely take the risk and plus. So, well, being someone who went to university for music, Snapcaster, it just like is one of my things that I like kind of wanted to. Ash Sealot.
It's hammer time.
Wild. Okay, this is a Pioneer staple. Luckily, we don't. Oh yeah, no. I mean, I know. Well, I mean, just because I went to university for music doesn't mean I'm going to know every single reference anyone could make. The question is, do I just want to thin ice this plus keep up mana leak? So I can keep plussing my Teferi and then potentially still have Teferi in if if I want to just to play the Batterskull. I think that's a reasonable line. I went to school at Humber College in Toronto, Ontario. I just got my degree in the mail a couple weeks ago, actually. late, very, very behind schedule, which is a very long story. I guess Toski blocks this just fine. I can't imagine a red deck ever being able to remove this creature. You went to Berkeley. Holy crap, dude. That's like the big game. Mine was like the big game of Canada, which is basically like not the big game at all. It's like the LGS version. You won the GP and I won the LGS FNM. No, not even FNM, like Thursday Night Modern. Soulscar plus Lavadar. Yeah, you're right, Pi. They could do that. Too bad they didn't teach you music taste. You know, I learned a lot about a lot of genres that I... Yeah. Thursday Night Modern. Monday Night Modern. The store where I was working at, it was Wednesday and Friday? No, Tuesday and Friday was Modern. So we can block the mountain and... Oh. Isn't this just till an end of turn? Yeah. They don't get to keep that. Interesting. So... Because... Toski has to attack anyway. Doesn't draw a card if it hits a planeswalker. So... Probably just Thin Ice this Ash Sea lot and then pop in for 1 and see what I hit. Yeah. Does not give the land haste. You have to remember which lands. Which, thankfully, Moto does have a system for. Although it didn't always. Alright, so let's just get this Ash Seal out of the way and see what we draw up. I would like a land, please. Oh, did they pick the wrong one? Oh, I see. I guess it had the swirly on it, so I shouldn't have really had to ask the question. Well, that's a very good draw, because even if they have removal, you've had to give that ruling a lot. Well, so, but how do you try to do that in paper, Alex? Like, that sounds like a huge pain in the... Oh my god. Demigod of Revenge. Yeah. So we're gonna Thin Ice that next turn. Yeah, because I don't want to mana leak that. Ambush Viper could kill the mountain. That Demigod is gonna kill my Teferi, I guess. But... Yeah, I know it has haste. Oh, you maybe didn't know it has haste. Oh, yeah. Fs. I think we're okay. I mean, obviously, it's not great. Does it trample? It does not. But I don't really want to Ice-Fang it, because I want to exile it, because if I kill this, they'll just get it back the next time they play a Demigod of Revenge. Which is, you know, not so great for me. That's a pretty good draw. I don't hate that one. They plussed and untapped the mountain. They put into play that turn, and their opponent paid attention. I just feel like you'd get into some quick he said, she said. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would definitely let that go up. All right, so we've got Thin Ice, and then we draw a card because I don't really see the value in playing a sword that I can't equip, and then we'll see where we end up. Oh, I mean, that's one of those situations where I have no problem with the player for appealing it. Like, I get it. I have to attack Koth? Oh my. That emblem comes really fast. Yeah, I didn't realize they were going to emblem that quickly. I thought it was like 8. I haven't seen the card in forever. Yeah, I think we're going to be in trouble. Toski plus the sword could get us there. But I need to find mana. Kind of dead now, you think? Listen, we're only kind of dead, which is slightly alive. Now, all dead? Well, there's only one thing you can do with all dead. Go through their pockets and look for loose change. You're a little behind schedule there, Force. To blave. Which, as you know, to blave means to bluff. So you were playing CODs or something, and he cheated. Lower. Really? Thanks, opponent. I love getting free damage. Boop. Right on the nose. I'm not a witch, I'm your wife. Although after what you just said, I don't even know if I want to be that anymore. That was Tracy Ullman, I think. Tracy Ullman and Billy Crystal. Unreal. Yeah, alright. We're definitely in trouble. Definitely in trouble. But this Batterskull could get us through. I firmly believe in this Batterskull. Tracy Ullman, of course, the original source, the original vehicle for The Simpsons. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they could possibly have been worried about, Roy, but I might have done the same thing. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Marriage, that blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream. Dude sounds like Elmer Fudd. Oh! What are you gonna do? Block with it? Alright, we got Jace though. So we do get to sort of Feast and Famine and then bounce it, which could be a big enough tempo gain. Plus the mana leak on it next turn. So actually this is kind of getting hairy for the opponent. I'm not entirely sure they know how close they are to losing this. Audacious move, bouncing the Sundering Titan. I'm assuming that was not about this. It looks like it's not. Yeah, I can't do anything with this mana, which is fine. I don't love it, but I would really like to draw a land. Preferably an untapped land that does no damage to me. Can't be too picky. You can float like a jackass. Actually, I should have done, because Toski's going to draw me a card, which could be... well, it wasn't, but it could have been a Ice-Fang. So we go Jace. Get this guy out of here. It's keeping me away from the Batterskull, so this is a little sketchy. Hopefully they jam the Demigod again and they don't just go for the kill you with pings line. They're going for the kill you with pings line. All right, so I think we can't win anymore. I think we can't win anymore. Yeah, we're just like a turn behind. Stoneforge a little too late to be relevant. Yeah. If I had one more mana, if I had one more land, we could maybe get there. But as is, I'm not going to do it. No main deck. No main deck. What do I want to say? Yeah. I'll go to one extra dead. Oh, but now I don't know that I'm drawing the Ice-Fang. Yeah, I did that wrong. Oh. Okay. I guess we could do that. We could just do that. Does this opponent just hate enchantments? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so we're just dead here. Unfortunate. So don't screw up against Koth again, Zach. Read the goddamn card. Just don't just think that it's like way worse. You bombed the Ice-Fang. That's why I got these sleeves, Roy. That's why I got these sleeves. Oh, opponent, you could have killed me in the upkeep if you wanted to do it this way. Alright. You got me. Alright, hands off. Alright. So, Koth is scary. So they're like on a big red deck with Demigod. So I definitely want Rest in Peace. And Aether Gust. Don't know that I want Ashiok. They're probably not doing that much searching. Path could be. Koth is scary if you disrespect him. Well, I mean, it seems like a pretty good card. Auriok? They're not. I don't know about Auriok Pie. I actually. Do you think so? I'm not convinced. Pithing Needle, maybe. Yeah, but the demigod has flying. There are other creatures that they just don't have a lot of creatures. Yeah, maybe you're right. You're probably right. You are much better at this game than I am. I don't want to go totally off of counter magic, but how's my blue count? Poor, really bad. Okay, I see. So Rip only hits Demigod, but Demigod's gonna be a huge problem for me, right? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not thinking about it the right way. Because now we have Aether Gust plus Thin Ice plus Path. And Fran rated me, Jiggy. That's why we got some numbers. But we had about 20 people hanging out before this, so that's pretty good. The new software side of things is really good. Force Encounters is better since they probably also play Blood Moon. Yeah, they discarded a Blood Moon. All right, so we can get these forces back in. I've got Borrower. I guess Queller's not, but it's a creature. Just get one of these Jaces out of here. Hands with the zing. Also, Jiggy, you better start working on your doctor voice for our new ad. But here's some of what my part's gonna sound like.
Side effects may include dry mouth, nausea, vomiting, water retention, painful recordage, hallucination, dementia, psychosis, coma, death, and halitosis. Magic is not for everyone. Consult your doctor before use.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna suck when they have turn 1 removal, but Mr. Plow ad. No, I'm gonna do. I'm doing an ad for Serum Visions. Finally, after doing ads for other podcasts, finally gonna advertise my own. Bomat Courier. Oh my. Alrighty. I did not board out my removal opponent, so is it gonna have the best instrument in it? I mean, yeah. What's the podcast about, my friend? It's about brewing bad decks. Oh, no, sorry, SVP. It's mostly about brewing very speculative decks. If you think of Faithless Brewing is for the rogue, the Spike Rogue, and this is more for like the modern Johnny. Yeah, you can find it on all the usual podcast distribution places. Okay, so we get to Ice-Fang and kill Bomat here. And then probably Thin Ice the Ashley a lot. So I'm loving this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The greatest thing about the podcast is Dr. Jiggy Wiggy, or Dr. Combo, as we refer to him. Yeah, I think I don't love that card. No, thank you. I have 5 mana next turn. If I shock this, though, I have Petty Theft into Borrower. So even though I'm against a red deck, I feel like Petty Theft Borrower and then Sword into Equip next turn is like pretty fire. Please tap out for Koth. They play nothing. I don't love that. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna sit around and do nothing though. I have no idea what their hand could be, but whatever it is. Respond? No. What the hell is in their hand? I don't know, and I don't want to know. Oh, Roy. Wow. That thing sure has pro white, doesn't it? Good thing my clock is faster, at least for the moment. That's a yikes. So I might be shuffling the sword back and forth this turn. Well, it would be a 2-turn clock. Can they monster sit? No, they have 5 mana. It costs 7. This card I know. Also, I'm gonna have a flying blocker with pro red, so I should be okay. So, I have 6 here, so we go Hierarch +2/+2. Perfect. Yeah, good. But I probably want to fetch, yeah. Because I want to leave up a white, and I would like to not be in such incredible pain for it. So, attack for effectively 6. Good. Just move this here. Let's keep up the basic in case they Blood Moon. Blood Moon into Haste Threat could have killed me there. And then I think we're okay, but only just. Whew. I'm sorry, what? All right. I'm not sure if this taps my Brazen Borrower or not, but I think we're okay. I don't think that it does. It does. Yeah, we're okay, or we should be. Even bolts doesn't kill me, so we should be okay. Yeah, because it's not dependent on the damage, Roy. So it does 1 damage to each creature that with flying that your opponents control. Tap those creatures. It is not dependent on those creatures being damaged. Yeah. And because of the way that's phrased, it just doesn't care about pro red at all. So that actually really could have fucked me up. I got lucky. Opponent gives me the dots. Yeah, it's all good, buddy. I read it fast and correctly for once. I'm surprised at myself. I'll be back in a half second, and we'll get into this last game. All right. Maybe Remand is worth versus 5 mana dragons. Cut a fawn. Yeah, all right. I like that. I was thinking about it, but it's good to see someone else say it. I am super not... I'm not enthused about Auriok Champion still. And yeah, I don't think we want Needle. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I don't think Auriok Champion is good in general here, but maybe I'm thinking about it the wrong way still. Because it does carry equipment really well. Like, yeah. I would just be like, I would be so much happier if it's if the draw trigger, or sorry, if the life gain trigger I felt like was going to do something for me. This hand's like slightly risky, but it's also really good, so we won't keep that. It is no longer risky. It is now essentially perfect. Ashley, Eidolon. Wowie zowie. Alright, well, I guess I'm firing Stoneforge into this. I'm not convinced I want to play Hierarch here. On one hand, I feel like I should, but on the other hand, we quelling something? No, we're playing Stoneforge for sure to go get, in this case, I think Batterskull. And just, they've been very light on creature removal. Yeah. I like the idea of having 5 mana next turn, but I'm nervous about Anger of the Gods or something like that. Like, playing the second Hierarch has a lot of upsides. Enough that I feel pretty comfortable. Jam? Alright, that's what I thought. You know. It's just like, it's so, like, there's a lot of upside, and the number of... I just don't feel like they're going to be playing, like, Anger or something like that. And if they are, that's fine. Like, I guess Elves decks were tearing it up in the last little while. Did we say their record at the beginning of this? Are they also 2-0? They must be, right? Alright, looks like they might have something like that. I'm just going to take this. I have no good blocker here. Yeah. Their deck is very much an unknown quantity to me. This is like big red and oh, okay. That's really poor for them. That's really, really good for me. Okay. Yo. Poggers. Total prog champ. Okay, so they must have some kind of artifact destruction, but I have Spell Queller, so should work out quite well for me. Fingers off the keyboard. Fingers off the keyboard, Zach. Don't you dare fuck this up. Okay. You could bounce the Batterskull. I think that's a really bad idea right now. I kind of want to gain this life and have it block. Yeah. I just and then if they have Bolt into Recast the Abrade, they're going to take 8 damage. Which I'm not really going to be able to exploit. But, yeah. I mean, we've been jamming so far, right? We're not cowards. You were talking before seeing the Abrade. Nah, I was really hoping they wouldn't have that this time. Okay. Well, looking kind of maybe dead. But I can put them to 3, which means they just can't play spells anymore that aren't 4 CMC or higher. So that seems pretty good. Yeah. So we'll go tap land. I mean, I don't really need to play it, but tap land, go attack, put them to 3. And then next turn I have Ice-Fang in the air, which technically I could still play. Okay, they go straight to combat. I'm just taking this 4. Because at the moment they can't play anything. So the only punish is if they play a land and they play a 4 CMC spell that can kill one of my creatures. Or I guess 4 CMC for a blocker. Yeah, I'm just taking this and I'm riding it out. What's your plan, opponent? What's your plan? No plan. Got it. Combat. I don't know, kill ya? Going for Xaxes? What do you got? What do you got? Nice burn deck. Nice burn deck.
Boom, baby!
We did it. We did it. I'm the best. I'm not. Pie's the best. But I'm okay. And with Pie coaching me, the world is our oyster. Well, at least at least a very tiny chunk of it. I actually have not had oysters in a long time. I remember liking them the last time I had them. Feel like I can play this type of decks better than you? Dude. Come on. Bullshit. And even if that's true temporarily, it's possible that like after like two leagues you'd be better than me, buddy. 2 leagues. Yeah, I guess so. Could be. I don't know. Planner Field Ox. Pillar Field Ox. There you go. May starving fleas birth 1,000 generations on your stubborn hide, cow. Wow. Those are some great flavor text on Pillarfield Ox. You old immobile clod. If I could stuff your doltish head with knowledge, I'd do it just so someone else could fully comprehend what your stubbornness has cost me. That's fantastic. Bruce Tarl. Goma Fata Nomad. Yeah, I would guess not. No, Roy, they could just make a new, they could make a new Bruce Tarl. They just have to make him like Bruce Tarl of the Vale. Opponent, is it necessary? Apparently it is. Is it necessary that I keep this hand? In the dark, it is not. Is that a better hand? Mostly? Oh, man. I'm definitely bottoming the wrong sword, right? But we'll see. I think Sword of Feast and Famine is generally better in the metagame. But... Whoa! Well, if this is Bogle's, it is. Okay, so I kept the right sword. All right, so they're not likely to have removal, so I can probably get away with Hierarch, and then next turn we go Stoneforge Hierarch, and then we can get Batterskull with Sword, and that should be good. Well, they can make it fly, Mike. They can make it fly and have lifelink, so let's not count our Bogles before they've hatched. And that card's a mother flipper. That card flips moms. Oh, we won the Mulligan decision. As long as you dumpster Bogles. Well, Bogles stole our Mardu Stoneblade 5-0 a while back. So I find it entirely reasonable that we will not. But I'm going to give it my all, Mr. Larynx Punchworthy. I'm going to give it my best. I think it's right to get on the offensive here, because remanding, even if they did have a 2-mana spell here, it's just not going to do enough. They're suiting up their Spirit Dancer, which is kind of good, because that means they're going to attack with it, which means they will not have a creature that can block Sword of Feast and Famine on the defensive. Yeah. This is, really terrifying. 8 damage already. And I can't get this Batterskull going quickly enough. Both their creatures fly. Although that Force of Negation could get us there. So we'll see. If I get an island here, I could actually hardcast the Force. But Remand could draw me another blue card. So we'll just have to see how their next turn goes down. Wait, I'm dropping in this sword and then I'm equipping it. But keeping a Hierarch untapped doesn't really help me. No matter which way I do it, I end up with everything tapped. But putting it on Stoneforge actually nets me another damage. So let's go island. It means I won't be able to play any white spells if I draw them this turn. But I'm not drawing a card, so they have 3 cards in hand. They have 8 damage on the battlefield, so any other enchantment's gonna kill me. So we gotta be insanely lucky. Well, I can't hardcast Sword and drop in Skull. They don't have lethal yet, but they're gonna play at least 1 enchantment pie, and then they do have lethal. And both their creatures fly. So it's like, oh, you were just... Okay, yeah. The thing is, I can't get things untapped and then drop in Batterskull to any useful level. Because the Hierarchs don't untap with the sword. Unless I'm totally misunderstanding how you want to do this. Could Mystic Batterskull in and forego the sword? Oh, I see. Go on the defensive. I see. Yeah. All right, I get it. Yeah, I think this is actually... Well, we have Remand and Force. We get to Remand... Well, it depends on what they play. Yeah, I mean, we really don't have a lot of decisions to make here. Their hand was just way too fast. I don't... So that's lethal. So I have to counter that. If I remand it, then But I can't... Yeah, no, if I remand it and draw a blue card, I can force the next thing and drop in my Batterskull, and that's the only way we can win. I'm fairly confident of this. No, that's not going to do it. Close. It's close. Wait, if I force the next thing, survive the hit, I can Thin Ice the Spirit Dancer, which means the Bogle's the only thing that I have left to kill me with. And then if I hit a Ice-Fang Coatl, we could get out. Not likely at all. Infinitely unlikely. But that's the only out we have, so I don't think we look okay at all, Roy. But it's possible we live, and I suppose it's possible that that's what you meant. Yeah, we're fucked. I mean, they're drawing a card every time they play one of these, right? So there's just no way we were going to be able to do it. Like, they would have had to have a bunch of lands. No, I think they had us too. I was just trying to play to a conceivable out, which is what Roy would do. What would Roy do? Okay, we weren't getting there anyway. No, they had us pretty easily. Fuck Pokels. No, yeah, you're right. I think we actually ended up taking a much better line there than anything else we could have done. All right. So Teferi's fine, Queller's fine, Force is fine, Borrower's great. I mean, it's not great. It's probably Thin Ice that can go out, but I don't necessarily want to cut. I can cut at least one Jace, probably both Jace, probably the Toski, and just be happy there. Yeah. I got it, Pi. That's kind of where I was getting to. Yeah. Looks good. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Ah, but Roy, do you need a Roy sound effect? Bring in the Pithing Needle and name Bogles. That's a plan. All right. Yeah, but do you want me to play a sound effect there, Roy? Play a sound effect, a recording of John Cage's 433. I think I'm funny. Like being the center of attention. All right, I got you, buddy. No. John Cage was a modern composer. So I think sword is best here. Yeah, I think so. No, maybe it's Batterskull. No, it's sword. I have a flyer. The protection really helps. Not really helps, but it could help. The protection can keep us alive a long time. Enough to get the Batterskull going. Please play... I'm sorry, what? Okay. Nice looking path, by the way, opponent. That is... Resolves! I am the Batterskull. You snack as a disenchant. Well, now that they get first strike on it, I'm not I'm not getting that excited yet, but it's possible. We'll see. They have multiple enchantments that get first strike on it. This looks like, yeah. So, as long... Well, they have to coronet and not have another enchantment. It looks like we might get lucky. Am I gonna block this? I don't think so. I know it doesn't have trample, so I probably should. We'll play the Ice-Fang first at least. I can block this. Although it's really good if no, I can take it. Because then we can sort of feast and famine. Be aggressive. The most aggressive thing to do here is go sort of feast and famine, equip it, swing in, untap 5 lands, play Teferi, and have Ice-Fang back up. I don't even need to use my Stoneforge for that. Yeah. That's not aggressive, that's great. Alright, I'll attack with the Stoneforge too. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, I mean... I can put this on the Stoneforge. Because then I have 2 Ice-Fangs. So if they do have a path, they'll think it's clear to attack. Well, I mean, that's how that was going to go anyway. It has protection, opponent. This was not in your calculations, I am thinking. Alright. I choose to believe what I was programmed to believe. Veil's not really going to fuck us, by the way, Roy. I mean, it will stop me from doing the thing. But they didn't. Bye, friends. Oh my god, that draw is so good. That draw is so good. That draw was very good. Remand, baby. Oh, they had a 4th land. That's good sign for us. They're gonna be running on empty in a second here too. Running on empty, running blind. The hard part's winning game 3. Nah, they'll just mull to 5, and then we'll force something. It'll be easy. Don't worry about it. Spider Umbra. That one resolves. You got a scary one? Huh? Griff Spoon. Nope. Resolves. Yeah, we have a pie command, Pie. You got a problem with that? What are you gonna do, sue me? It's already there. Roy is the man. Roy is the greatest mod that anyone could ever have. Alright. So I should probably move this sword so that I don't have to tap my Stoneforge. And then I could drop in Batterskull during combat, which I might as well. And then I have Spell Queller plus counter open. Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, did that just overwrite the pie command? You jackass. Roy can copy it. It's on screen at least. You may have. Yeah, you did. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. There we go. Fixed it. Are they not going to path it? Oh, right. Opponent says, no, Teferi. My opponent, the Bogles player, is upset about my Teferi. And all I could say is womp womp. Womp womp. And they scoop. I mean, I don't really think they were going to do super well from that point, but I get it. Yeah, I don't think we're changing anything. We just need to have the right draw. Yeah, we need them to not be as lucky as they were in game 1. If they are approximately as lucky as they were in game 2, that would probably be good enough. Are we the bad guy, Roy? I don't know if we're the bad guy. Roy is the bad guy, always has been, but opponent mulls to 6. Against Bogles? Nah. Yeah, Roy's the bad guy. Fun fact, Billie Eilish actually wrote that song about Roy. Not Bad Guy, one of the other Billie Eilish songs that I definitely know the name of. So they went to 6 only. Okay. All right, Larynx Punchworthy with the call. Who had bets on Larynx Punchworthy is going to call it? Anyone? Anyone? Just me then. I can upkeep Path, right? Against Bogles? Yeah. Yeah, I can. I can't I can't imagine they're going to have something that interacts with Path to Exile. They could have, I guess, like Mana Tithe. I've seen that in Bogles before. So, but I don't, yeah, I don't think they all play it. They were playing Leyline in their build. Flash hexproof enchantments. No. Or at least not before. You'd cut Tithe versus me? Yeah, probably with all the Noble Hierarchs. I'm just thinking of the swords again. I think Feast and Famine is again the best one. Just because the protection can be the most relevant thing. It doesn't protect against Path to Exile, but Path to Exile is really good against Batterskull anyway, so we're not really any better off. I'm going to upkeep Path them. I am aware this could be incorrect. Let's find out. Some lines are better than other lines, sometimes by a lot. Let's find out. I mean, that card is terrible, right? Like, that's not a modern power level card. So I not concerned about it. This is not good, though. Roy. Savagery. Yeah. I'm not doing anything yet. We have enough time to think about it. So, unfortunately, the way our hands worked out is poor. But we could go Ice-Fang next turn and then go Sword Equip. And depending on what's on their creature, we'll see where we're at that point. We could very easily be totally bopped by then. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, if they play something, I can't deal with this. I gotta let that go. The danger of the Coronet is way too... Sword equip tramples over, but still kills the creature, right? What? I don't understand your words very well, Mike. There it is. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have flying yet, so Stoneforge... If I draw a land, we can get the sword on, well, the Hierarch. But that could actually kill the Scout. I have Sword Petty Theft this turn. Oh, you're right. And First Strike. Yeah. I see it. I see it. Bounce block with Coatl. I'll probably bounce with Stoneforge, actually. I mean, it depends on where we're at, but Stoneforge is a 1/2. It's going to soak up an extra point of damage, and then I'm not losing my flyer. We still have to hope that they're not sandbagging a Veil. Not sandbagging. Hope they just don't have a Veil. I mean, I can't play around it. No, wait, I can. Because if I lose the Stoneforge, it's not a problem if I kill their... if I make their creature die, and I have a mana leak anyway. Okay. So let's bounce, or attempt to bounce this first. I'll leave blue-green up, or white up. Yeah, or blue. So blue. Yeah, the only thing is I need to leave Hierarch and the Forest. And let's make sure I'm targeting the right thing. Looking good.
Just give him one of these.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Surge Valves 1? It's not as easy to read as my previous one. I gotta get that set up better. Double block so we don't get blown out by Path? The Hierarch's not gonna kill this. Well, I'm gonna drop in Sword here. I'm pretty sure. Right? Is that not... I guess Path would be really bad. Well, we can't... Yeah, I mean... You both thought we'd have the snake. Well, I just like this block better. It means I get to keep the snake. Yeah, it's an X1. That's the thing. Sword is better. Well, now these guys have me nervous about getting pathed here. Yeah, I'm not flashing in the sword. I'm just going to trade. Worst case scenario, we just get the Ice-Fang. Or we mana leak their next creature. Yeah. It's worth it. Especially with their hand having 2 rankers in it now. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, my God. That's so good. They still have the First Strike enchantment. I don't think so, Mike, because they can just play them next turn. I think I'm supposed to Ice-Fang, hopefully hit a land. We get the sword in, attack, untap, and see where we're at. Or just have a 3/3 Death Touch. Or not Death Touch, 3/3 Pro Green on the block. And I can't do that with any other way. All their mana might actually get me killed here, though. Because I just can't... They're going to be able to deploy everything. So how big is this thing going to be? It's going to be a 6/2 again. So if I go to 3... If I go to 3 by fetching, I'm going to take exactly 3 points of trample. So that's not good enough. So if I go to 3, equip, attack, but then I don't have an untapped Hierarch. I'm waiting. They discard. Oh, that's true. That gets rid of one of the damage sources. Yeah, good catch. Wasn't even thinking of that. So we go equip swing, and then we'll see where we're at. No, we won't. I'm not drawing a card. I have a mana leak. It just puts us in a spot where they need a more specific draw. No, because all my shit's tapped though. I don't have a blocker at that point, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's true that we would make them discard something, but then we just don't have anything to block with. We die at 3. So I think we're just done here. I don't think this is possible. They had the backup Bogle with the 4th land, and that got us too good. Do we have 1 mana creature? I'm not sure what you mean. To draw with Teferi? The only ones we have are Noble Hierarch, which are not going to do it. How am I drawing a card? Oh, Teferi, right. But it's gonna they're gonna have trample, dude. They're gonna have a 5/1 or a 4/2 first strike trample. So I don't think it matters anymore. Make them stop having trample. I mean, we go down to Boggles here. We took a game off them. I don't feel bad about this one. Right. Might as well go for the slightly more spectacular play. Yeah. Wait. No, this is more likely to have them make a mistake. Is it likely? No. But I think this is more likely to have them have a mistake. Yeah, the backup Bogle in the land killed us. I mean, that was an ideal draw for them. There's nothing you can do to beat that. And we had a tap land that was kind of sacking us. Like, the Glacial Floodplain in our hand really fucked us up there. They might just not attack properly. Like, I don't know, Larynx. If I tap all my creatures and I have nothing to block with, they're just going to kill me. If I have a 3/3 protection from black, protection from green in play, they might, like, just not get it and do something silly. Like, they have a Spirit Dancer now, so they're kind of incentivized to do something silly. Will they? I don't think so, but it's possible. They might be worried about force here. Like, this isn't lethal yet. They might want to keep it for the Spirit Dancer, just attack with the Bogle, and I don't know. Well, not yet. Not yet. They still have everything open, buddy. They still have it all open. As long as that's going on the Bogle, and as long as they're attacking with it, I'm dead. They got a land. They got another enchantment. Oh my god. Brutality. Yeah. That's all good. All they needed to do was find the line of declare attack. Alright. No problem. No problem. We're playing all the games, by the way. I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, it's if there's another trigger on top of something that targets, it doesn't show the target usually, and it gets all goofy. All right, Night Pie. Hope you have a good one. I mean, we didn't lose the 5-0 to Bogles there, right? We lost the 4-0, which is less demoralizing. Especially when we were playing Mardu, we had so many ways to make them sacrifice creatures, and we couldn't find any of them. It was just like so bad. I remember that game. We had to dig like 20 cards into our deck to find the first one, and we could just never find the second one. And they top decked Spirit Mantle to kill us, which was like, oh my god. It was the only card that they possibly could have killed us with. Yeah, Bant Blade is fine. I don't love playing with Path to Exile. Noble Hierarch has been more fun than I was thinking. Although we ran into a really weird red deck this league. If it had been something with Lavid Arts, I'm unconvinced. I like the Omnath Blade deck better because it's more powerful than this. But yeah, I would hope so. This is Brian's wheelhouse. He's amazing at playing these decks. I mean, I'm okay, but can we play a deck that doesn't lose to Tron or Bogles? You mean Tron or Bogles? The black-red mid-range deck could be built to beat Bogles pretty well, I guess. Can I keep this? I probably shouldn't. I haven't been keeping hands like this, so I have no reason to start now. This is fine. So we bottom Batterskull. This is fine. You want to maximize the Tron and Bogle suffering. I don't know what to tell you. Search for tomorrow. Okay. Okay, that's a really good draw for what I assume is red-green Titan Shift or 5-color shift. Oh. Hopefully chat's okay. I hope y'all can see me and hear me right now. There we go. Sorry, the chat room disconnected on my end, so I wasn't sure if it had really done that or not. Okay. So we might be going Ice-Fang into Ice-Fang into Force the... No, I'm going to Mana Leak the Search for Tomorrow. And then we have Force potentially open for the next acceleration spell. I guess this is bad if they play Dryad this turn. All right. The first one's probably okay, although the Mana Leak is getting worse and worse, so if they don't play anything this turn, I'm going to be upsetty spaghetti. They didn't play anything this turn. I am upsetty spaghetti. I guess one of the Mana Leaks will get pitched to Force, though. So. And we kind of need to shock here. Sucks. Yeah, no, I think Larynx, it was maybe more correct to counter the search, but I was just considering, like, well, they still had 3 mana. Okay, please let... Okay. Teferi would have been really good there. So I can force... Well, So I can force the search for tomorrow, but then I need to have mana leak for potentially a Titan this turn, Roy. And I think it's just yeah. That's the problem. I needed to naturally draw the land because then Teferi would shut down the search on its own. I think I'm gonna force this with the Teferi most likely. Because I just gotta get their land count lower. It's a basic. Okay, what am I actually worried about? Well, if they get this and then they have another land drop, they could get the Dryad in. And I have literally no out for it. Yeah. This sucks. But I'm taking the line. Welcome to heck. Thanks, Phil. I assume that's Phil, the Lord, Prince of Insufficient Light. I don't remember. Dilbert, something. That's an okay draw. I don't have that Teferi anymore, so can't turn it into a hard counter. But man, do we have an 8-turn clock going. Let's go. Oh my. Oh my. Now that was unexpected. Opponent. How dare you? They went post-combat Transmogrify? Whatever. Let's hope they're not playing main deck Veil. If they are, I should Queller this. But I'm worried about them having Bolt. Bolt is way more likely in the main deck than Veil. Get the fuck out. Okay. Is Amulet Titan worth buying into right now, or is there a way the meta can get very volatile for it? All the Blood Moons, etc. I mean, the metagame can get quite hateful towards Omelet, but I would say it's just generally safe because the deck is just so powerful. And the metagame will shift away from all those Blood Moons fairly frequently. So, like, sometimes there are points where it's, like, a little worse, but mostly it's going to be good enough. Bounce the Dwarf? I mean, I think that's really loose, Larynx. I think that's quite silly. I want to do it, but yeah, exactly. No, don't actually, though. Would be funny. Yeah, I agree with you. It would be funny. Yeah, Rue Suffer is disturbing. They have 2 fetches. Oh no. You weren't here, Blitz. You overpowered me. I know. He's been here for 12 months, Blitz. I'm sorry, but... And he does good work. Like, I can't be mad at the man. I can't stop it. He's just too damn good. All right. So they could what's it called? Inspiration thingy? But if they do it for X equals 2, I have a mana leak. So we're covered. If they get a 3rd dwarf, they're going to start winning this race. But then we've got the Spell Queller. Oh, perfect. That is exactly what I needed. Thank you, deck. Bant Stoneblade provides Fire Prophecy. Yeah, I think I gotta let that go. But Ice-Fang plus Spell Queller should should get us going. Yeah, Viscera Seer doing the Fugitive Wizard impression, that's gotta be something to see. Alright, well, we're just dropping this in. Huh. Alright. Makes my next Queller saver. Do I want to go to 8? Probably should. Two cards in hand. You can bounce the dwarf and hold Mana Leak. I'd rather brainstorm and hold the Mana Leak, to be honest. The problem with Mana Leak is they have the Transmogrify, but if what they're getting is Emrakul, Jace beats Emrakul. Their fetch is still very much alive for a backup dwarf. So I'm going to brainstorm with Jace. And the reason I'm doing that is assuming that what they want to get is Emrakul. Jace beats the Emrakul. Assuming they don't have more burn in their hand, and they've used a lot. I played a land this turn already. I'm not playing that Hierarch this turn. I want that sword. We can just put these two back on top. In that order. Yeah, that's fine. I did play it. Yeah, okay. Assuming what they want to get is Emrakul. Assuming that they... You think they're playing Primeval Titan? If that's what they find, I'm less worried. Think it's a funky Scapeshift deck? Yeah, that it is. I mean, it might be. Tremogrify will probably find prime time. Because they're ramping. I don't think that's necessarily true, but... We'll see. We'll see. No, I agree it doesn't. I mean, but everything about this deck has been a little strange, so... I don't know. They have nothing? Oh, that's great. Although blocking there meant I don't have a creature for this sword anymore. So that was a bit of a mistake. I could bounce the dwarf. I have Queller, Mana Leak, sword. Bouncing the dwarf makes them want to get the other dwarf. No, Brainstorm's just better. Just put a... Oh, there we go. So I don't need this turn. I've not yet played a land. So let's put sword back. Plus Thin Ice? What am I actually playing this turn? Teferi, Queller, and I could Thin Ice? No, Teferi bounces the dwarf, we hold up the Queller, and we play the Hierarch. So I could put the Thin Ice on top. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. With them having had one card in hand here, I think I'm pretty safe. Although they have a lot of mountains at play, so if they can get If they can get Titan, I'm just gonna die to double Valakut. Fuck. Fuck. Yeah. Well, there's nothing I could do about that. With the game where it was, I can mana leak it. Damn, that's such a shame. Maybe they won't have Valakuts? There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, so we're taking 12 damage. And then another 6 if they want. Oh. Right. That's not how that works in these decks. Okay. I just straight up forgot. Yeah, okay. So first thing is Brainstorm. You're the Thin Ice for the Titan. Yeah. Yeah, we're virtual 1. Definitely putting that back. You're like suiting up the Hierarch to hold up Queller. I think suiting up the Hierarch doesn't make any sense to me. No. I think what this is down to is I need them not to draw a land this turn. They could draw any spell that fetches them a land as long as it doesn't cost too much. And then Queller plus Sword puts them to 1 next turn unless they fetch, and it will kill them then. The problem is the fetch is bolts that they can cast through Teferi. I don't need to cast the Sword. If you Thin Ice the Dwarf... I don't like where that's going. Yeah, I don't have a bounce on Teferi. If I hadn't bounced on Teferi, that would be a different question. But I don't. So, okay. So if they take damage from their fetch land, we can kill them. They got a mine. Okay. So we'll need the Queller here to block. Which means there's a ludicrous number of draws they could have here to win. But not infinite. It's freaking dwarves, man. They needled us. Oh my god. Yeah, we're just dead. Oh. Yeah, Dryad would have been a great draw. But not really, because they got the second dwarf, so now I need to play the Queller during combat, so it doesn't matter anymore. They didn't slow roll that fetch. They played it immediately. Unless you're saying like slow roll as in no, I don't understand what you mean. I think you're just being goofy, which is fine. Yeah, I think Gust and Ashiok is really all I bring in here. I think again, Toski's one of the worst cards in the deck. Right, but they can just put me under the pressure of their blitz because like they don't know what I have in my hand. There's no reason for them not to just attack me to death and have the fetch there to bolt me. There's no it's correct to just attack. I think Toski's a cut in general. I'm not impressed. But we were playing 1. Like maybe it is better if you're playing more of them. I don't know. I have no idea, Blitz, but I don't need to have anything for them to play the line as best they can. I don't think it's necessary for me to have something specific for them to play that the way that they did, because I don't think there was anything that punished them for doing it that way. I can't keep that. I can keep that. Not great, especially against the Lightning Bolt deck, but maybe. Well, it's also that this deck just doesn't put together that many creatures that are attacking, which I guess you don't need to be drawing like 3 cards per turn with Toski for it to be relevant, but fuck, really? Gosh darn it. I was hoping that that would go for the... Oh, well. Alrighty then. Suppose we could do that way? Yeah, sure. Don't have enough pressure? I mean, that's always the way these decks play, though, Larynx. And I think they're very... I want to say slow motion snowball, even though that sounds really stupid. Like, these decks have never been about putting out a particularly fast clock. It's like... It's a mid-range deck, and it's a tempo deck, so you pivot from being somewhat aggressive, somewhat controlling in other matchups. Okay. I could quell this, but I think I'd rather quell the next spell. They haven't played a land yet. I'm just gonna get worried that game 1 they're just gonna stop playing spells again until they're playing things I can't possibly deal with. But worst case scenario, we get to drop in Batterskull here, then equip the sword and go in. Hopefully they don't hold up a braid. Whatever. Bolt's not gonna do it. Okay, they're casting. Good. I am a happy camper. I am a less happy camper. Unless they cast something. I am a happy camper. It's a roller coaster of emotions, Roy. Yeah. Yoink. Oh no. Whew. All right. So they need 2 more mountains before that starts triggering, though. Yeah, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, we're also getting to attack for 4, which is not irrelevant. And I'm going to thin ice their dwarf. Hopefully they don't have an absolutely perfect hand, because sure. I only have 1 card left, and it's not a good one here. They should know what it is. Fuck. Okay. No. Natural Titan. Oh. They didn't even need the dwarf. Yeah. Well. This is... Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're just wrecked here. There's no way. It's unfortunate, but yeah. I think this is just going to be a hard matchup for this deck. We don't have any particular... Well, we had Ashiok, it's just... Yeah. And now they have a dwarf in the way. There's just nothing I can do that's, relevant. I guess I could put... Yeah, that's actually not... Oh, but they have double bolt on the board. Yeah, we're just done here. That's fine. Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. We didn't have enough disruption in the early game, and we just got taken apart. But that's fine. So, Bant Squirrelblade. I had my doubts about Toski in the beginning, and I still do. I don't personally feel like this card helps this deck that much. Probably I should play more copies of it if I really want to see. We had it in play in multiple games, and it never impressed me. And I don't even know exactly what else you'd be playing. Maybe just another Spell Queller. I'd probably be happier with that. It's just such a, I don't know, it's such a strange angle for these decks to take. And I don't know what matchup it's actually supposed to help you against. Other than that, most of this deck was great. I really like On Thin Ice. As a removal spell option rather than playing main deck Path. Oust is also good. I don't know which one is better. They both have their upsides and downsides. But we're already playing a large number of Snowlands because of Ice-Fang, so I like it. Just the one Glacial Floodplain was a little weird. We didn't have any of the other snow duels, but there was one time where this thing screwed us by being in our hand. So the tap land effect was very real in this league at least once. You'd rather have tireless trackers if you wanted to draw cards and hit folks. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. My preference for these kind of decks is the Omnath Blade list that I mentioned during this league, and the 80 card version of that looks like this. It's just like a lot more souped up and powerful, playing Renin 6 and Omnath and Helix. Your mid game is just insane. It's less tight as a deck, but you have a lot more raw power. And I suppose the big downside is like you don't have Force of Negations, and your deck is diluted into a bunch of random value rather than being a tight sort of tempo package, which is fine because I like that. But that's my preference. We're going to head along to Abzan Squirrelblade here live on the Mana Symbol channel for everyone live. But for those in the future on the YouTube watching this video, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and check out any other videos that I have that you are interested in, and I will see you there. Also, we hit 666 followers. So, you know, that's a thing.